Hello there, people of the internet. I'm Curse Blake, and today I'm going to be talking about Prison Simulator. Prison Simulator is a classic simulator game. It's janky, it's hilarious, and I absolutely love it. So in this video, I'm going to go kind of through my first impressions of the game and tell you guys whether I think you should buy it. You take the role of a prison guard. You basically take control of all the prisoners, you take them to tasks, and you punish them if they step out of line. And I must say, this game has a lot of brutality in it. And it's kind of amusing, but also at the same time, it's a little cursed. Speaking of cursed things, the character creator is truly cursed. You have so many sliders, you can literally make an Arkham Asylum worth of crazy inmates. And that's kind of what I did. So the game mechanics are more complex than I expected, and I think that's really cool. I think that there's so much to do here, and I haven't even really scratched the surface. There's a lot of new rooms that you unlock as you get further along, and yeah, there's some that I haven't even got to yet, and there's some that I've seen in bits and pieces of the game that I just haven't had any access to yet. So I think the game is a very slow burn in that sense. It takes a long time to work up to all the cool stuff. The graphics, as always for simulator games, are kinda crap, but that's okay. This game doesn't boast like it's the most graphically awesome looking game in the world. I think that it's kind of some of the charm of these games is that they are so dodgy feeling, but at the same time, they're really enjoyable. One of the coolest things about this is that you can play your character as good or as evil as you like. You have to manage the respect between the guards and the prisoners, and I think that's a really cool thing because it means that you just can't be an absolute bastard to the prisoners or be an absolute bastard to the guards. So you manage this by basically being nice to the prisoners, not beating them too much, and their respect for you goes up. You can do other dodgy things like basically not see any sort of contraband that they have, but I think that that does lower the guards' respect if they catch you. But all in all, I've had an absolute ball playing this game. When I first started playing this, I thought that the gameplay would get samey very fast, but it doesn't. As I'm still playing now, it kind of expands out really well. There's lots of new things that happen, random events, lots of like kind of little quests that you can do for the guards, the prisoners and all that sort of stuff. So I think there is many hours of fun for the price point here, and I think that that's really cool. So I think the only really negatives for me of this game is how it looks, and I think that's kind of just that classic cheap simulator vibe. It's kind of the genre now, is that you don't really care about graphics, you just kind of have the classic engine there. And there are some of the UI stuff which is just a bit clunky, or a lot clunky in this sense. It just, sometimes when I felt like I was talking to people, I kind of didn't really work. Like, I'd press the wrong button and it would go out of the text and I'd have to go back in and talk to them again. So that's kind of factored into why I can't give this like a super great score. Now, I'm not saying this game isn't fun, because it is amazingly fun, and I think that that's kind of where it comes down to me for this. My review is based pretty much 100% on how much fun I had in this, and 50% of that fun was the character creator, which is kind of odd because games that have amazing character creators are always going to do well for me, because I love spending hours just making the most absolutely bonkers looking characters. And as I said earlier, I kind of spent way too much time. Like, I spent the majority of the first session doing that, and I only got through half of the characters. So should you play this game? If you like simulator games, this game is perfect. It gives like a kind of different vibe to what I've played in the past. So I think that the answer is yes. I think you should play this game. And I think that comes down to the gameplay being not as samey as I was expecting. I think that there is a good complexity in the gameplay here. There's lots of missions and stuff to do, and I think that's really cool. And you get to basically outfit the prison the way you want to. And I think that's really cool. The only really negatives, as I said, were the graphics and the UI. So that's kind of where it comes down to me. So I'm going to be giving this one 3.5 out of 5. And I think that's a really cool score for this game. And I'll be playing a lot more of this game going forward. Thank you so much for hanging out. I really do appreciate you. If you've enjoyed this review, drop me a big fat like and check out another one of my reviews. They're just here. And if you've also enjoyed this kind of stuff, please subscribe. It really does help me out. Just here. Thank you so much for being awesome, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.